Okay, first bass of the day, really small one. Caught it on a, I want to say like, it was like a brownish green pumpkin. Doesn't say the color. I caught it like around here, this area. I was working it pretty fast on the surface, and it hit it from the surface, which was pretty cool. And it looked a lot smaller from when I saw it in the water. I'm gonna let this one go. This one's a nice sized bass to start it off. I'll come back. I'll just release it right now. Just let me unhook it. Okay, so here you go with the release. Right there. Okay, this is really funny. Bass number 2 on a wacky rigged. Same bait I caught the first one on. And check how small this one is. This is a cute little bugger. This is a small one. And I kind of hooked it pretty badly because it took it in a weird position. I had to hook it in off a position. So I'll put the camera down real quick so I can unhook this one. Bass number 2, really small bass. This one's been hooked before. So here it goes back into the water. Okay, so we're out here at this pond in Sugarland. Just caught a small bass right here. I've caught 4 fish already. It's pretty early, 8:35 in the morning, and you know, just the water's kind of murky. We're out here in this pond, Sugarland. It's not that big of a bass, but you know, it's a nice bass to catch. Using a green pumpkin. Green pumpkin power worm with a 3/0 hook and what's it called, a 1/4 ounce bullet weight with 10-pound test trilene. So I'll try to come back with you with the release. We're not really allowed to fish here. So it's a pond like this, you know, out here in Sugarland. I'm not really allowed to fish here. Caught 4 bass already. This is the first one I was able to catch on camera, so I'll be back with you if I can with the release. Okay, just got here with this cute little bass. He's real small. Probably not, almost 9 inches. He's almost 9 inches. He's real small. And look what he hit. This bait is probably the size of this bass. He probably hit a bait the same size as him. Look, his mouth is super small. He's a tiny guy. I don't know what's wrong. I'm hooking him as hard as I can, and I have to bring him in real fast because, I mean, the hook falls out. So look, you see this bait? Almost exactly the same size as he is. He's real small. So I lost a bigger one, the one that I showed you. I hooked that one well, but it slipped the hook out. So yeah, he's a nice pretty little bass, and I'll try to come back with you with the release. Just got this nice I would say a good pound bass, you know, bigger than my hand, pushing, this is probably like around probably 13 inches. This is a pretty good bass, and on the same lure, hooked it right on the nose. Nice fish. I'll try to... Okay, right here we just caught a fish finally. I was getting aggravated. I lost like at least 7 bass right here because I'm using the freaking what's it called? The Havoc, the Berkley Havoc, and they just been letting go, and it was ridiculous. Well, right here we seem to have caught a catfish. It's a pretty nice sized catfish right here. It has a real good fight. Caught it on tortilla. And I was just telling him how I lost the fish. It is very bad conditions right now. It's just finished like a little drizzle, and and it's super windy, so we just hooked into a pretty big catfish here. It's a catfish, yeah, it is, huh? Yeah, it's catfish. I thought it was pretty good too. I thought it was like a grass carp. No, over there I lost a real big one, like a real big one. This one, I didn't even think I'd feel it over here because it's so freaking windy, and then I was just talking to him, and he took my line, and then I was reeling it for a while, and I thought I got it stuck, and then he started taking off. This is a nice sized catfish right here. Yeah, pretty nice sized catfish. Got a nice belly to it.
I got it onto a tortilla.
Yeah. Okay, here night fishing at a pond in Sugarland. You know, it was a tough condition. I swear to God, I would have had at least 10 bass. I kept count of the bites and I missed so many. And I finally hooked into a pretty good, at least 3-pounder here. Night fishing, and I was using, it ripped off my lure.
Wow.
I was using what's it called, a blue flake power worm. I was using the Havoc, but they weren't holding on long enough for me to get a good hook set on the Havoc. So I switched to a power worm, 7 inches. The other one, the Havoc, was 8 inches. And I guess the bass, I seem to have found what the bass wanted. I cast it into something similar to this. Well, you can't really see it. But okay, here, night fishing again at a pond at Sugarland. And we ended up catching this real big lunker bass here on the same color lure. It's called blue fleck. It's a power worm. And I caught, you will not believe where I caught it at this little spot right here. Super tiny spot right on the pier. And it was a big bass. This is at least a 5-pound monster right here. Look at that. After losing at least 10 fish, I get rewarded with 2 big bass. And I did not want to fight it because I hooked it good, but I kind of tore a hole, as you can see right there. And I did not want to risk snapping. I mean, it slipping off the hook. But I was scared I was gonna lose it because it started going under the pier, because this is such a tiny spot. I dropped. You felt something?
No, I just
Such a tiny spot right here. Look at this. It's such a tiny